Good.
Anyways, folks, thanks for dropping by. I felt it was time, as everyone's talking about the provincial election coming our way. I feel I'm obligated to the PC party, the leader, Tim Hudak, to give you my intentions on running for provincial election, hopefully coming up in the spring, but obviously we all know that hasn't been confirmed. Folks, my priority is obviously my family first, the people of Etobicoke North, the city of Toronto, and obviously my brother Rob. 4 years ago, I remember Rob calling me and asking me, my thoughts, or telling me that he was going to run, not even asking my thoughts, telling me he was going to run for mayor, and he'd need my assistance down here. Over the last 4 years, I can tell you, I've been in the private sector for 27 years, building a company across North America, and nothing has been as tough as this job that we've taken on down here. We've had tremendous success in turning the fiscal balance sheet of this city around, making it the most prosperous city in North America, and I'm committed to our campaign team and to Rob that I'm going to fulfill that commitment. The timing right now, I have obviously political aspirations provincially, but the timing right now just doesn't work. I can't be the campaign manager for my brother. I'd be letting my brother down. I'd be letting our whole team down. And I can't wear two hats, being a candidate for the PC party and being a campaign manager. And my priority right now is to fulfill our agenda that we put out there 4 years ago for the people, and to make sure Rob Ford is continues to be the next mayor of Toronto, and make sure we prosper as we have in the city for the last 4 years. So I'm declaring that I will not be running in the provincial election. I'd love to, but you have to put other things ahead of your own political aspirations sometimes. I'll tell you, I will eventually, one day, run provincially. I love provincial politics. Rob and myself will not, I repeat, will not be involved whatsoever in a provincial campaign. We have our own campaign to work on, and I truly believe Tim Hudak would be the best premier for this province, bar none. We'll be supporting Tim, but we will not be out there working on the campaign. And I just want to thank the PC party. We've been loyal to them for 50 years, and I think it's time for a change in Ontario. But again, my main focus 100% is to support the agenda that the Ford administration brought forward 4 years ago. And we're going to be sticking with Rob down here, and we're going to win the next election.
Does this decision have anything to do with what's happened with Mayor Ford in the last few months, some of the scandals here at City Hall?
No, not at all. When you work, and I'm not exaggerating, when I say the phone rings at 6 in the morning till 12 at night, folks, it doesn't stop. You work so hard changing the culture down at City Hall, which we have. There's still a tremendous amount of efficiencies to be had. I can't jump off the ship with 6 months to go before the next election, or 7 months. I'd be letting down Rob, I'd be letting down my family, I'd be letting down the PC party, because I'd be split on both sides, and I'd be letting down the people of Etobicoke North in Toronto, and I can't do that. I want to fulfill our commitment and our agenda. We still have a lot of work to do, and we need to continue doing this work to make sure we're still ranked #1 in the world to work, #2 in the world to live, and we have the best city in the world.
Do you think you'd be welcome at Queen's Park? Tim Hudak won't even answer questions about you.
Well, I had a long talk to Tim. I've known Tim since '95 when my father got elected. I think Tim Hudak would be a great premier. and he understands the situation. That, again, I can't wear two hats as much as I'd love to. Believe me, I would love to jump in this election. But you got to set your priorities straight. And my priority is with my brother and the people of Etobicoke North and the city of Toronto. I don't deal with just the people of Etobicoke North. Because my brother's mayor, I deal with everyone from Scarborough, North York, downtown, East York, Etobicoke. And that's just the role I've jumped into.
Doug, will you run for council 1 and 2? Why do you think that your presence is necessary to your brother winning the next election?
Because I was involved in the campaign. I've been involved in 12 to 15 campaigns. This is going to be a really exciting campaign, a tough campaign. The world will be watching, and we want to fulfill the agenda. There's hundreds of thousands of people that voted for us. I meet on the street. They tell me, don't give up, keep going, we support you. And it's the people. That's the reason we're here. There's no secret agenda with us. The agenda is what we promised the people. We did what we said we were going to do.
Doug, who else do you have to help you with that campaign? Who is on the team? Nick has gone elsewhere. A lot of people have gone elsewhere.
Well, not a lot of people. Nick Wallace is gone. But, folks, I'll never forget that when the media came to Rob when he was a councillor, didn't think he was going to win, and they asked him, who's on your team? And Rob's answer was, that was Thursday night, March the 25th. He said, you come tonight, you'll see who's on my team. We have the people on our team. We don't need all the establishment and 200 generals. We have a lot of people that are going to be out there door knocking, putting up signs, and we're there for the people.
Was this a joint decision, Mr. Mayor? Will you comment on this? Your thoughts on this?
Go ahead.
What's been your advice to your brother?
I support Doug's decision 100%. I want to thank Doug for his loyalty to me and running my campaign. I can't wait, obviously, to get into the debates and win the mayor's race on October 27th. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to get reelected, and it's the people that are supporting us everywhere I go. As of last night, I get a call at 11 o'clock at night. I had to go up and put these residents in a hotel. I didn't have to do it. I just felt sorry for them, and I'm not looking for reimbursement. But that's the way Doug and I work. We're on call 24/7, and his decision not to run provincially, I wish the Conservatives, obviously, I think we need a change here at Queen's Park, and I respect Doug's decision. He would have been a fantastic, not just an MPP, he would have been a minister, and one day he's going to be leader of the party. And I wished him the best of luck. So I respect Doug's decision, and I thank him so much for his friendship and his loyalty. I just really, really want to get this campaign going, and so I will not be active in the provincial campaign at all. I will not be knocking on doors. I'm going to concentrate. If I'm knocking on doors, it'll be for Rob Ford. I'll be out campaigning like I have been. Since I first got elected as mayor, you never stop. So that's what I'll be doing in the next 6 to 8 months.
Should we be calling you St. Ford now if you're putting people up in hotels?
No, I just went there and there was 4 people that were standing there, and their apartments were burnt out. We put them on a TTC bus, and they didn't know where to go. So I just called up the local hotel. There was 2 hotels, and I just got the most economical hotel at Islington and 401. I went down there, and there was 2 rooms. So for one couple, one room, another couple, another room. They were as happy as anything. Paid for it and moved on. I let Andy Byford know that I was using one of his buses. I let Joe Penichetti know that we were going. I talked to the fire captain on the scene. I talked to the police on the scene. They were just so appreciative. They said, wow, thank you so much. These people were ecstatic. But their place was burnt out. And I was with the council, Crescente, and we're trying to work together, and it was a serious fire. So I just did what an average person would do. So no, I'm not insane at all. I'm sure you'd do the same thing if you're in my position. And they took a warm place, and I'll be checking in on them in a couple hours, make sure everything's out there. Stay was overnight, and hanging out from there.
So Doug, will you be running for re-election as a councillor?
No, not as a councillor. I wouldn't rule out coming down here. I'll work for $1 a year to make sure Rob again moves forward. Make sure this is the most prosperous city in the world. but I won't be running for re-election municipally. But I can assure you, I'll be by his side 100%, moving the agenda forward.
Would you be his 4 years from now then? Maybe the next election? Would you consider that?
Well, it all depends. If there's a minority government, it could go 2 years. If it's a majority government, it'd be 4 years. I definitely have provincial political aspirations. I love the province.
You said that you spoke to Tim Hudak. When did this conversation happen? What was the advice that he gave you?
Well, Tim's a great guy. You know, I got to tell you, I wish everyone could sit down and have a cold soda with Tim and sit down and talk to him. The guy's a funny guy. He's a super smart guy. Again, he'd be a great premier. I've talked to Tim numerous times, recently, yesterday, for about 20 minutes. He fully understands the situation. He appreciates my honesty. And again, he'd make a great premier.
But Doug, you're saying
Go
all these.
Did you ever feel though that the PC party and Tim Hudak wanted you to run?
Well, let me answer it this way. We've known some of these folks for 20 years, 25 years. We go back with a lot of these MPPs. They've always treated our family with the utmost respect, and we're part of the PC family. And I've never heard anything different, so unless you folks have, but Tim wished me all the best. His phone's on at any time, like ours is for him, and we look forward to working with him to make sure that we have a prosperous Ontario, and the engine that drives Ontario is Toronto, and that we continue to have a prosperous.
Doug, at the same time, you're saying that you both expressly won't work for the PCs during the campaign.
Well, the only reason, I think we made it pretty clear with our friend Doug Holliday how hard Rob and I work on a daily basis to get Doug Holliday. And for the last 25 years on every federal and provincial campaign, the Conservative Party would work. You can't wear two hats. You can't put your butt on two sides of the fence. Again, it wouldn't be fair to my constituents. It wouldn't be fair to the people of Toronto. And our focus is going to be on the municipal election. And I know Tim's going to do very well. He has an incredible team there, and I just wish him all the best. But thank you very much for your time today, folks.
Mr. Mayor, what's your message for John Tory and Olivia Chow as they consider entering this race?
It's not just them. Anybody that wants to run, just put their papers in, pay their money. I want to start debating. I had only one debate. It was Mr. Signacki and some other people.
What's your view on right to work, Mayor?
Mr. Mayor, do either of them worry you?
That's a provincial issue, so.
Do either of them worry you? Who's your biggest competition?
Nobody worries me. I want as many people in the race as possible. I said if Mr. Tory or Ms. Chow or Ms. Stitz, anybody wants to run, bring them on.
Okay.
The more
Sir,
the merrier. Thank you.
Is there still going to be a Ford running in Doug's old ward?
I don't know.
Your nephew, maybe?
I don't know.
Who's going to run in your seat? Doug?
Maybe a Ford.
Maybe a Ford?
Which Ford?
Which Ford?
Not too sure.
Your nephew?
Maybe.
Who works for Deco?
Maybe.
When are you going to introduce him to us?
Thanks. I appreciate it.